Welcome back to Highland Adventures. Today we are in Achmelvich at the Shore Caravan Site, and we thought we'd take along for another one of our little adventures. So we managed to get a really good spot right down at the front. I'll turn the camera around for a minute for you to see. We're going to be doing some kayaking, some wild swimming, and primarily some chilling. It's been a pretty mental few weeks. How's that for a view? Absolutely stunning. So what we're going to do now is we are going to get the tent box out and get all the vans set up and camp set up and all the rest of it. I say we. I'll get him to do most of that. I'll just stand around and look pretty.
Right, I'm not going to lie, I'm still a little bit nervous. We haven't actually been out in the tent box since the last time when the wind caught it and sort of flipped it over. So this will be its first little adventure since then.
It'll be fine. Or it won't.
That looks okay, does it?
Yeah, I think that's okay, don't you?
Perfect. Right, we're just going to get the rest of the poles in and get it all set up, and then we'll give you another little guided tour. We'll do a slightly better guided tour this time because last time it was a little bit dark by the time we got everything set up. So we'll be able to sort of take you around, take you inside as well, and just sort of show you the setup inside and the space because it's absolutely phenomenal. Okay, so we're just going to get this sorted.
Right, let's find the little slots.
Okay.
And before anybody starts, don't mock the Crocs. They are essential for getting in and out of a tent box. Aren't they, William?
They are.
When are you getting yours then?
I'm never getting them.
You are getting them. We've had this discussion.
I'm not getting them.
If they're a gift, you can't say no.
I'll lose them. I'll forget them up the hill.
I'll lose you. Right?
Right, that's two on. We'll just get the side ones on and then the back ones, and then we'll get going.
Yeah.
So that is the view from the tent box. So really smart. So we'll probably take the net down later on, and again just with that sort of, there is a bit of a breeze, so we'll probably take the cover down as well. And then we've got the side windows, back window, you know, and again plenty pockets for sort of storing stuff. And again, you've got the pocket up there as well. But it's just so comfy. It's so comfy. But what a view. Big question is it time for beer?
And the answer is yes, obviously.
So one of the things that's really the big draw for Achmelvich is the beach. So basically it is absolutely one of the best beaches in Britain, but wait until you actually see it. So we're going to be having lots of fun tomorrow. We're going to be doing some swimming as well as doing some kayaking and that, but I'm going to turn the camera around just in a wee second just so you can actually see it, because it is just something else. Yeah, look at that for a smiley face.
It's amazing. Look how blue it is. This is the most spectacular beach. I don't care what anybody else says.
So we've done quite a lot of kayaking off here before, so we're going to go around. There's another beach just slightly further around the corner, so we're going to be going there probably tomorrow as well. But just check that out.
Yeah, I don't want to get soaked yet.
Yeah. We're swimming in that tomorrow.
Well, are we?
Well, you are. I'll probably
No,
miss
you
it.
were brave last time. You went in. You'll be fine, I believe in you.
Do you?
Yeah. And then I'm going to kick your arse in the kayak race.
So I hope the camera is picking up just that colours. Absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Talking of beautiful.
Smooth.
But no, what an absolutely beautiful day. Considering the last couple of days, it's actually been sort of, the weather forecast has been a bit wild. It's ended up being really, really nice. But it might get a bit windy later on, so we'll see what happens. But no, what a day. We've picked an absolute belter. So as I said, we'll go through a little bit more about the campsite just in a little bit. We're going to head back over to the tent box just now and just have a little bit of a relax for a while, just start taking the views and taking the scenery. But this is just such a special place for the two of us. We've been here a few times in the past, but we've never camped here. But my word, it is just absolutely gorgeous. Oh, just about to get wet feet again. Okay, so we'll catch up with you just in a wee bit. So that has been so relaxing, hasn't it?
It's been incredible. It is just so nice just to sit down and do nothing.
Absolutely hee-haw, apart from watch the sea. It's just such an amazing place. They are having a bit of an issue with the electric. So basically the campsite itself normally has a chip shop. It's also got a laundrette, doesn't it?
And a shop.
And a shop.
All sorts.
But what's happened is the electrical company have come in, they've installed a new box and also installed new poles, etc. But they've not hooked any of them up yet. So they're having a bit of an issue. So there's only one electrical hookup in the whole campsite. So it is a bit of a shame, but at the end of the day, it's not making any difference to us because we don't use the electric side of things.
Yeah, we'll talk you through later on about what we do instead.
Yeah.
But yeah, we never sort of hook up, so to speak. But we are tempted to sort of sometimes go for the spots that have got the electric hookups because they've got the best views.
Yeah.
And many campsites it's like that.
You're absolutely spot on. Especially things like, we're going to be doing a video, one of the other videos, the last one that we posted up at Durness. Certainly on that campsite, there's lots of areas there where the electrical hookup is definitely by far and away the better view.
Yeah.
So there will be campsites that we're going to be doing that as well. Even Ardmere.
Ardmere,
Yeah.
I think Ardmere, you really do have to have an electric hookup to get one of the spots right at the front.
Yeah.
Not, you do get a good view, but it's, I think
Yeah.
you're better off
You've
being
got
right at
camper
the front.
vans in front of you before you can see the sea. Whereas this, we're just looking directly out to sea just now. So it's a beautiful, beautiful day. Very different to the weather forecast that it was actually meant to be.
Yeah.
Typical Scotland, isn't
Yeah,
it?
we actually
Absolutely
always
typical
land on our
Scotland.
feet. We're quite jammy like that, aren't we?
It is, yeah. We all seem to be having that sort of times and having that sort of places. Because as I said, we've been looking at this particular spot when we were reviewing the campsite, reviewing the images of the campsite, where we would like to set up, and this was exactly
this
where
was
we
the
wanted
spot.
to.
Perfect.
But as I said, we're going to relax, have another couple of beers probably. I'm going to go off up and actually look. There's a little castle, little tiny castle. I'm wanting to go up and have a look at that. You're just going to protect your knee, aren't you? Because of all the water sports tomorrow. And what was that? A race? We're having a kayaking race. Was that? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Yeah.
Which I will win.
Last time we were here and we were out in the kayaks, I went and put my oar. It clips into the bottom of the canoe, but I had the canoe face round the wrong way. So that's one little tip I'll have for you.
I'm going to another one.
I think I still won anyway though, didn't I?
Oh, who even remembers? How can you remember at your age?
Exactly, I'm getting on a wee bit.
You are a bit.
But no, I said we're just going to chill out for a little bit more. We'll start thinking about getting dinner, etc. What we're talking about just now, there's been a massive, massive wildfire at
Stack Polly.
Stack Polly. We just
It was
drove
actually
past it.
it was actually quite upsetting.
Yeah,
it wasn't.
really
It
was.
wasn't. It was a lot more than I thought it was going to be. It was absolute devastation, and
So-
to see that was just it was heartbreaking.
Yeah, because that was our first mountain that we climbed
Yep.
together.
It's a very
You
special.
know, so we're a little
mountain.
bit dubious. Initially, we've got a fire pit and everything as well. The fire pit is raised up off the ground, but it is just so bone dry. The weather's been amazing over the last few days. So we may very well just end up cooking inside the van, but we're just going to review it. It depends. At the moment, there's no wind whatsoever, so there'd be no issue. But all we would need is the sort of a bit of wind to come up and the sparks to go flying, and then we might have an issue. So we'll play that by ear. We'll have a look at that later on. But as I said, we're just going to sit, enjoy this weather, get some sun cream on. It's April and sun cream. Who would have thought?
Maybe.
And then as I said, I'll take you up to the castle and then we'll catch up later. So I'm just going to let Moya have a little rest just now, rest her knee in sort of preparation for tomorrow. In other words, she's having a glass of wine. So in the meantime, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you over to the castle, let you have a little look at it. It is so smart. I'm just going to turn the camera around so you can actually see it. So there it is, absolutely tiny little thing, but so cool. With that as a view. But you can go inside it, so let's have a little look inside and see if we can get in. But I do seem to remember it being very narrow. Look at that. That's well cool. The view out there. Now look at that. So we've decided we're going to eat dinner or cook dinner I should say, in the van. We just do not want to risk any form of fire whatsoever. So Moya is cooking up burgers, which I am so looking forward to, really hungry. So I'll take you over, and unfortunately they don't do smelly vision, but they smell absolutely amazing. Okay, so the burgers
A burgering.
are on. Look at that. You hungry?
Starving.
Nice wee setup. A couple of people have asked us just about the way that we do it. So I've just got a gas connector onto just a normal camping stove. and then Jubilee clip underneath the stove itself, and then we've got the double burner.
Ranch burgers.
Ranch burgers for tea.
So we've just settled down for tea. We're having pasta and some ranch burgers that we got from the butchers in Lochinver.
We would normally always try and actually get the food from the campsites themselves. So more often than not, they do have shops, they do have facilities there where you can get food. But unfortunately, this whole thing with the electrical side of things has had an impact on that as well. So the on-site chip shop's closed, the shop where it has all the food is closed, etc. as well. So it has sort of changed things. So I said earlier on, we've ended up having to go back into Lochinver and get some food. But really, really nice. What a venue. You know, what a venue to sit and have your tea. You know, so absolutely fantastic. So we're going to chill out for a wee bit after this. And then we're going to hook up with you later.
We're going to go to the beach, I think, aren't we, and watch the sunset. But we've made a few friends, so we're probably going to sit and have a few drinks as well.
Have a few wee drinks, yeah, exactly. So who knows what's going to be happening. We'll probably be sort of swimming in the sea by midnight.
Let's hope not.
But let's hope not.
Just keep your clothes on McDonald's.
Exactly. But no, we will hook up with you just as soon as we've finished our tea. So the campsite's got all the normal sort of things. You've got all your cleaning. So this has got a separate room, but it's also got a cleaning area outside as well, which is quite nice. But no plugs in it, which I've just noticed just now. So I said we're just going to use the interior just now. Now, basically the one situation we do have that's a bit of an issue and I wanted to talk about is the toilets. Now, to me, attention to detail in every single aspect of anything that anyone should be doing should be excelling. But the toilets in the campsite are not actually that clean. They've not been cleaned at all today. We've been here since 12 o'clock and they were meant to be cleaned between 12 and 3 and they haven't been. So unfortunately, most of the people we've been speaking to have been talking about it. You know, they've not showered, they've not done things that they would normally do just because of the fact that it's not that clean. Now, that's just one of the basics. You know, it's just one of the absolute basics. When you are running a campsite, you need to be making sure that you've got the facilities that people are paying for, they're up to scratch and they're up to standard. So that's the one disappointment I would say from the actual campsite. Beautiful location, so many other things are just absolutely fantastic, but they really need to be getting on top of the toilets and making sure that the cleaning's been done. But rant over. So I'm just going to get this actually all cleaned up, and then it'll be a case of where we're going to go back over, sit out, chill out for a little bit, and then we'll catch up with us. How gorgeous is that? Just unreal. It's gone really, really cold, obviously because the sun has gone down from where we're camping, where the tent box is. But, wow.
Can thoroughly recommend. It doesn't get any better than this. This is living, isn't it?
It's just one of those sort of things that just gives you so much energy, just watching sunsets, etc. But also just hearing the water, hearing the noise of the water. There's seals over in the background. Doesn't get any better than this. So that's it. We're just going to watch the sun go down, chill out, and then we'll meet you back at the van.
So one of the really nice things about being on a campsite is meeting loads of like-minded people. So tonight we met up with Matt and Lorna. Matt's full of it. And we went on a bit of an adventure to watch the sunset with them, and that was lovely. And we've just been chatting to another couple that have been parked up next to us, and it's so nice to meet people that are
really is, isn't it?
Doing the same thing as us and loving, doing van life. And it really is an incredible sort of atmosphere and vibe.
And you end up sort of following each other on socials and all that sort of things as well, and hopefully keep in contact. You know, and so I managed to get some drone shots of their camper van as well. But it's got to that sort of part of the night just now, just where it's quite a busy campsite tonight. There's a lot of people that have arrived a little bit in the late side. So we've been sort of keeping our voices down, maybe not shooting quite as much as we normally would. We're just trying to be as respectful as possible. But one thing that's just come through just now, we've just had an aurora notification for the Northern Lights. So it's quite a high KP index. So hopefully we might get a little star show as well as a Northern Light show tonight as well, which should just be absolutely fantastic. But other than that, what we're going to do is cut off the video just now. Hopefully tomorrow morning you might have some photographs. Fingers crossed.
Everything crossed.
But we'll wait
I hope
and see.
so.
But it's been an absolute amazing night, a really, really enjoyable one.
It is, it's been amazing. I've had such a laugh tonight.
Yeah,
It's been such
it
a
really
giggle.
is. It really is, and that's part of the sort of campsite vibe, you know, and also van life as well. But no, it's been absolutely fantastic. So all we need to say now is,
Barring any incidents.
we'll see you all in the morning.
Good night.
Night. Well, what an absolutely amazing night last night, wasn't it?
Absolutely incredible. We
Some-
got a special treat.
Oh, it was just unreal. So in the tent box itself, it's got, we're going to call them star windows. I don't know what the actual official name of them is, but it's got two bits where you can actually open up and you're just looking clear onto the sky, just with a covering. So we were lying there last night watching the stars, and the next minute the Northern Lights did come out after all. So what we're going to do is we're going to upload some photos just now. But it was just unreal, wasn't it?
So we went down to the beach and stood and just, you could see them with the naked eye at times,
Yeah.
but obviously better through a camera. It was just incredible. Quite an emotional moment.
It
Seemed to
was,
have
yeah.
a lot of them.
It was, because it was more just there was like an arc over the beach, so you could actually, and the Northern Lights was just reflecting off the water as you're seeing in the photos just now. So an unbelievable night, just an unbelievable night. It was such an enjoyable one. I've slept okay. You've not slept quite so much.
I've not slept much at
Yeah.
all, but
The wind is actually getting up really, really strong as well. So what we have sort of decided we're going to do is we're going to have breakfast just now, and we may very well get the tent box down and move down to the lower car park that's a little bit closer to the beach itself.
I think that's a plan.
Yeah,
And then get the kayaks out.
yeah, a bit easier getting back and forth to the
Yeah.
water. But also, we're going to have to get this down anyway. And if we were to sort of wait a little bit longer, I said the wind is maybe getting up about sort of 26 mile an hour in about an hour and a half sort of idea. So that's the plan of attack at the moment. So I said I'm just cooking up a wee bit of breakfast.
I'm grinding the beans for the
grinding
coffee.
the beans,
Grinding
having a wee
the
bit
beans.
of a breakfast, and get ourselves sorted out. So I'm going to give you a little guided tour of the facilities, as I said, which are normally just absolutely fantastic. It's just a shame about this electrical thing, but as I said, they're getting it fixed today. So when you come in, you've got your reception just there, and that's a fully loaded shop. It's really, really well stocked on food, which is just absolutely brilliant. So it means you can sort of come here, get all your food. You don't have to worry about it. It's then got the laundrette just there, and it's also got a small chip shop, which is just fantastic. And then once you've got your food, you can come up onto here to eat your meal with that as a view. And I said, just that whole beach area yesterday, there was just an arc just over the hills in the background there with the Northern Lights, which was absolutely fantastic. You've then got your bins, and it's got all the different types, and then your toilet block and shower facilities. So that's really good. Sort of please use this to wash sand or mud off before using the main shower. So quite a good idea. And then as I said, it's got this kitchen area, disabled toilet. And then just around the side of that, it's got the outdoor kitchen area. And then it's also got chemical disposal as well, which is really, really smart. So it has sort of plenty of electrical hookups. What it doesn't do is sort of designated bays, which I actually quite like in a way. You know, so when you come on site, basically once you've sort of checked in, you can decide where you're going to go. They're not sort of like has to be there. Plenty of picnic tables around the area. So again, it's really handy. We've got a picnic table right beside our setup, which is really nice. One thing I'd probably say I like about the Red Squirrel is the fact that there's quite a lot of privacy, you know, from one vehicle to the next. But last night was so good. I said we didn't shoot as much as we normally would because I said we met up with some people. We ended up spending quite a long time with them. It was a really good laugh, you know, so there is an element of both. But again, I'm just going to turn that camera around and just show you the view. Unbelievable, isn't it?
So when we come to campsites, we generally don't use the electric hookups. We've got quite a good little system going. So we've got a Power Oak power bank, which is sort of multifunctional. You've obviously got your plugs, got your USB sockets, DC, AC. On the top of it, you can put your device on the top and it'll charge it. On the back of it is also a big light, so that which we also use sometimes in the van for added light and everything. Brilliant bit of kit. And obviously the solar power panel sort of charges everything up. Just meaning we don't have to hook up, which is kind of a bit better, we think, a bit easier. But we've also got these little devices, which is the Out XC power banks. Again, that's solar panel on it, so you can leave it out and it's going to charge itself up. You can lay your device on top of it again, or you can plug them in. There's various little outlets on it. They're brilliant little things. We've never ever ran out of power for any of our devices, and we've got GoPros, mics, phones, the lot that we need to charge. And it's just a brilliant way of sort of living. They don't do the Power Oak power bank anymore, but I believe the Jackery is something very, very similar. But absolutely brilliant bits of kit. Like I said, we've never run out of power. Even wiring up like the projector, the DVD player, all that kind of stuff, we've never run out. But no, it's a really, really good bit of kit. And means that we can just, as long as you've got a bit of sunshine, you've always got power, which is perfect. Time to get her down.
So we're just going to get it put away. Now, sometimes it's a bit sort of sad. Sometimes you're sort of sitting there, it's the last part of the trip when you are packing everything away. But I said we are going to go over to the beach car park and actually have a little look at it and see what the weather's like, or see what the wind's like. The water seemed quite rough earlier on when we passed it, so we'll have a little look at it, hopefully get a chance to go out and play. But as I said, we're just going to slowly take this down. We're going to video certain parts of it just so you can actually get an idea. Basically, we've cleaned out everything outside. It's now going to be a case of taking the poles down and then wrapping everything up. So I'm going to head in and I'll get everything organised.
I'll help you. Take that one.
Yeah.
Go.
Right, so that's it. So that one doesn't go. Oh, it does.
That's the next one. That's it.
I think that's as far in as that goes.
I think we've done this before, haven't we?
Yeah.
That's it. Moment of truth. So that's us left the campsite. We went down to the beach and it was too windy, too choppy for the kayaks and for swimming, to be honest. It's better to be safe than to be sorry. So instead we've come to a little secret beach that we're never ever going to tell you where it is.
It's absolutely stunning, gorgeous beach. We're going to turn the camera around just in a wee second so you can see it. But that was a shame, isn't it? We were really looking forward to it, but as I said, the breakers were just way, way, way too high.
It's just not worth taking the risk.
Definitely not.
If you're not sure, or you're a little bit sort of feeling unsafe, just don't do it. It's not worth the risk.
But that was an epic trip, really, really good. Well impressed with the campsite from the point of view of things like location. Obviously there was an issue with the lights of the toilets, which we sort of said yesterday. Now, we are going to come back. We have decided that we're going to come back to Achmelvich again and actually do another wee review or another wee thing. So there will be a follow-up from this one. Because I think really everything, speaking to a couple of people, I think everything's revolved around the fact that they didn't have electricity.
Yeah.
They had reduced staff on because they didn't expect to be busy. There was hardly any bookings. You know, so I think all those things have had a bit of an impact on it, but from the point of view of everything else about it, you know, the location, but also the banter,
perfect.
the laugh, all that sort of things was thoroughly enjoyable. As I said, it was really nice. We were sort of saying earlier on, we didn't shoot that much in the way of video, but it was more just sometimes it's more a case of living in the moment and sort of doing what makes you smile. And it was a really nice laugh last night. Really nice meeting up with other people and sort of getting a chance to sort of share experiences.
Yep, and given a lot of them were just off to do sort of tours of campsites. One of the couples was off to Skye, and just being able to share some of the knowledge that we've got of these areas with them and point them in the odd direction of, you know, little secret finds and everything. Not this beach though.
Yeah, not this beach. Never.
It's not happening.
Never.
But to see the Northern Lights last night was incredible. If you're ever in Scotland or anywhere really, download the Aurora app, because last night two sets of couples, us and another couple, got their own notification. So we actually set an alarm for midnight, and we could see that the Northern Lights were out from our tent box, but the other couple slept through it. So this morning they were up sort of looking at our photos and quite sort of envious and everything. So download the Aurora app and get up, set an alarm for later on. You just never know. And sort of go online and have a look at best ways to take photos of it and stuff, because it's not easy.
It's not.
You can't always just see it with the naked eye.
Yeah, we could see that there was an arc in the sky.
Yeah.
But you couldn't quite see the colours as clearly as maybe expected, you know, but it was more the photographs are just that little bit grainy. So we're going to be doing a little bit of research and sort of getting photographs on a next one. But as I said, that has been epic. Yep. That has been epic. Absolutely fantastic. Really enjoyed it. And it does feel like a little mini holiday, you know, even though it's only a sort of day or 2 days. So it very much is a case of sort of do what makes you smile. So thank you very much for watching.
Thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it.
Yeah, take care, and we'll see you in the next video. But as I said, do what makes you smile. Right, I just saw a fin. Did you see it in the background?
No.
Going from left to right.
Only we had the looky beggars.
I know.